Good morning, everyone. A very good morning. Shall we begin the session? Today's topic is, we are finished with the insert, select. Today's topic is the update statement. That means how to make the changes, how to make the modifications in the field name in the records. So the third step is the process which permits updating of the panel table. That means we have to update, we have to make the changes in the table. For this, we have to use the select statement in the update or SQL update statement. Now, updating requires that the field of the update forms are also populated. So whatsoever the data, whatsoever the fields, whatsoever the column headings that are populated, that are filled out. Populated means filled out. Now, for example, family name, first name, telephone, age, area are usually unchanged because direct use of the insert form to create the initial table would also require a large amount of unnecessary types of redundant data. That means there is a duplicate data. Now, what is the solution for this problem is to retrieve a list of the IDs and then update with the changes needed. First template that is required is a retrieve.cfm that retrieves the unique ID of the current panel voters and produces a list with links to each individual row of the table. So whatsoever the individual links, whatsoever the retrieve.cfm that retrieves the unique ID of the current panel voters. That also produces a list with the links to each individual row of the table. This is the retrieve.cfm template. Then CF query name equals to retrieve. So we have given answer query name as a retrieve. Not what is data source, that is session dot data source. So this is the DB data source we are using out. Then select ID from voters. We are also using the ID from the voters. Then CF query PH2 font color blue list of the ID for the updating. I'm so sorry. So we are using the P tag. In the P paragraph tag, we are also using the H2, that is the heading number 2. In this, we are using the font. Now, what is the font style? What is the color? That is the blue. What is the content of this that is available in the blue color? That is a list of the ID for update. Then this H2 will be closed because we are doing in the level 2 headings. Then P will be closed. After that, there is a CF output query retrieve, then table, then TR/TD. Then AHREF retrieve 2.cfm ID ID8TD. Then TR will be closed, table will be closed. So this is the retrieve.cfm that produces the ID with the links to each individual row of the table. That computes, that makes the output, that makes the query as a retrieve table. So first of all, we are given the retrieve.cfm. That means we are taking out the CFM queries. We are taking out the coding of the CFM. Then CF query name. Then we have to select the ID from the voters. Then PH2 font color output query. Then table. Within the table, we have created one row and there are one TD, one column. Now this is the output over here. This is in the H2. That is a list of the ID for the updating. Then there is a 11, 12, 13. All these are the hyperlinks we can retrieve. We can make the linking from the images. So these IDs are linked to retrieve the wanted rows of the voters by a click, by a normal click if wanted. And the reference used is a retrieve2.cfm ID, which refers to a second retrieval template. Retrieve2.cfm and the attributes ID equals to hash ID. And remember that the hash ID hash is the value of the ID variable for a particular row is considered. So whatsoever the row, whatsoever the data that is used for the particular row. And by attaching a name value after the template by a question mark, so this value is made available to the template retrieve2.cfm when this template is processed, when this is processed out. Now we now want to design a template which returns an individual form with the old values for the selected panel to the client, that updates, that make the changes in the data of the voter. Now the task is solved. See the line that is used by the CF query session.data source that combined with the select of all the variables value from the voters also, that is used for the panel voters. And there's a pre-filled updating form is also created by means of the query object named retrieve2 in the CF query tag. Now let's see what is the main coding of the retrieve2.cfm. This is first is retrieve.cfm, next is the retrieve2.cfm. Let's move to the next coding, retrieve2. So this is a CF query, name equals to retrieve2, data source is session data source. This query name will be given as a retrieve2 and data source will be given as a session.data source. Now select ID, family name, first name, telephone, age, area from the or both from the voters. Now what is the condition? You have to select these fields. What is the condition of these? Condition is that where ID is the hash ID. So condition. So this condition will be given as a this field, this column that will be given over here. Then the CF query will be closed. So CF query will be open, CF query will be closed. Then the form will be open. What is the action over here? You have to update one in the CF. Then CF output query retrieve2 H2, that is a heading 2. Font color is blue. Update form for the ID. Then the font will be closed, H2 will be closed. Everything is same, little bit different. Over there, in the first part, the font color is also blue, but that is available in the paragraph. Here, it is not available in the paragraph. Then, in the content, that is different. It is different. Next table will be started out. Then TR, and there are two TDs over here. Over there are only one TD. Here, there are two TDs. So TD family name, TD will be closed. TD, yeah, that means the next cell. So we are taking out the, or we are making out the two columns of the one row. Then again next row, again two columns, again next row, again two columns. So these will be given as an input type, age, input text, name, value, TD, then again area, retrieve.area, TD, then vote, input type equals to name or text, name is also given as a vote and the value is given as a retrieve2.vote. Then the table will be closed. Over here we are giving out the input type equals to hidden, name equals to ID, value equals to hash ID. Then CF output, that is a CF output tag will be closed out. Then P paragraph input type submit, value update CF form. And this ID is permanently assigned to each panel voter. It cannot be updated and shall not be included in the form. But it has to be attached and the returned value to get the correct line updated. So this is solved by sending it to the client as a hidden variable that can be seen. And this will be displayed with the old values on the client's screen and all the values that will be changed according to the level, according to the information received at the interview and with the vote needed. This is the output, updated form for the ID label, family name, first name, telephone, but so what the information that is filled out. For example, it is filled out as a Peter Smith, telephone number is 618-347-6578, age is 23, area is 1, vote is 6. That depends on the profile to profile, that depends on the record to record. Then there is a button. Now what we are supposed to do, you have to create same form for this ID, that is the ID number 1, 2. Right? Just create one form for ID 1, 2. Everything is same. Yes. No, for ID 1, 2 as well as ID 1, 3. I said every coding is same, but only the difference is that you have to fill the another details. Nothing else. Button is also same, update button. Family name, that is the label is also same. Text box is also same. First name is also same label. Telephone, age, area, board, these labels are also same. Just try it. And done with this coding. Now let's move to the next part, that is the main part, update statement. So this is given in the update. Then CF query name equals to update. So we are giving it the update name as update. Then data source is session code data source. So that is the data source is the session code data source. Then update voters set. So we are updating what we are going to update is the voters. Then what is the set? That means what is the changes over here. Family name is given as a hash family name. First name is given as the hash first name. Then telephone is given as a hash telephone. So these three update statement query name that will be given as update, and data source is the session code data source. That update voter set family name, family name, first name, telephone, telephone. These are given. Then age is also age, area is area, vote where ID is equal to ID. That means we are making the changes in each and every 6 fields. What is the condition? Where ID is given as a ID. This template demonstrates the CF query tag in which we are making the update statement. So this specifies the table voters that should be updated and use the attribute set the list of the name values where are to be updated. Now this refers to the row where ID is the same. So this is explanation of this coding what we have explained. I have explained to you. So also in the update statement, the different components must have exact names and acceptable values with no comma delimiter before the where. Finally, by means of the CF allocation, the control is transferred to the retrieve.cf template to produce a list and for the selection of the another variable, another voter for the update. So that means there is a CF location where update. That means we are using up where and retrieve.cf. Next component that update that refers to the rows where ID is ID, and also in the update statement different components must have exact names and acceptable values with no comma delimiter before the where. Finally, by means of the CF allocation or CF location, the control is transferred to the retrieve.cf template to produce the list and for the selection of the another water for the updating. So this is going to update the another board that is going to update with the retrieve.cf. This is retrieve.cfm will be used to produce a list and for selection of the another water for the updating. Now, next is the reports. So we are done with the insert, we are done with the update. Next is the report, how we generate the. So when all receive update have been performed, the database table is ready to providing the data for the stats of the week. In this example, we aimed at very simple stats report that about the number of the panel water that is given over here, preference for each of the 5 alternatives, and the computation can exactly. So that will be given exactly that makes a report that in this example we aim at the report about the number of the panel water having the preferences for each of the 5 alternatives, and the computation can easily be extended. So this will be given with the 5 alternative, and the computation can easily be extended to the computation of the preferences by preference frequencies by age and by area. Now, how this report will be applicable, how this report will be captured. So there are 4 steps to be performed: defining the frequency variables, then retrieving the data, computing stats, presenting results. These are the 4 parts in which we are defining the variables. We retrieve the data, we define the stats, we present the results. Now this template, this is a compute.cfm that takes the steps as a CF set. A is 0, B is also 0, C is 0, and that means we initialize A, B, C, D, E. Then the query will be given. So CF query, that name will be given as a stats and the data source will be given as a session.data source. Now, next we are using the select for fetching the query. The select vote from voters. CF query will be closed. Then CF loop, we will be given the loop. Then query the stat, then CF switch, expression, vote. Then CF case, value A, CF set A, hash A plus 1. Then CF case will be closed, CF case will be closed, CF case will be closed. So these CF case will be closed. So CF switch, CF loop, CF output, then P, H2, font color, blue, and the voter or the votes display font will be closed, H2 will be closed, P will be closed. Then table, we are using the table, then TR, TD, B alternative, TD, B frequency, TR will be closed, TR will be opened, next TD, then the TR will be closed. This again there is a TR, TD, 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 and again there is a TR. Then TR, again there is a TD, then TR, TR, TR will be. So after using the CF set to define a set of the 5 aggregate variable with the value 0, so CF query with the select of the variable in all the rows of the voters retrieves the data from the database. That is followed by the CF loop block with the CF switch and connected the CF case statement to loop through all the rows of the retrieved data from the voters, and also the count of the number of the cases with preferences for A, B, C, D, E respectively. And when the looping has finished, tabulation of the 5 frequencies, tabulation of the 5 data, 5 variables and their closes and their values is done by means of the simple set of the data or table types. This also illustrates the distribution of the 3 panel voters that will be used, and CFMX has also included the powerful graphing and charting possibilities that will be used for creating the favorable alternative to the stats reporting used above. Last is a delete statement. This is the last topic for today. So final part of the system is to make the system rotating. That is creating a system template which adds a new row at the end of the list and delete the first voter of the list. So last part is to delete the statement. We are finished with the insert update. So this is the coding form 2.cfm, 2.cfm, then again the same h2 font color blue. So we will, okay, then h2 font color blue, form to be used for deleting and adding the voters to the panel, font will be closed, h2 will be closed. Then h3, new voter data, h3 will be closed. Again there is a form, action equals to delete.cfm. We are taking out the form, and what is the attribute over here is the action. What is action? That is a delete.cfm. Then family name, we are creating a text box. First name, we are creating a text box. Telephone number, text box. Age from 18 to 100, again we are created a text box. Then area 1 to 10, text box. Then creating a new button. What is the name or value of the button? Submit new panel button. Then the form will be closed. And then when the form is completed out and submitted, that calls upon the template. What template is using out? That is the delete.cfm. That starts by retrieving ID value from the voters by means of the simple select statement. And the ID of the first row can be found in different ways. First, we are going to use the attribute start row with the 1, end row with the 12. So we are going to with the 1 and the 12. This query will be given as a data source. So this is delete.cfm, cf query name equals to retrieve data source that will be given as a data source. Then select ID from voters. Cf query will be closed. Right. Given a query as a retrieve data source, cf query will be closed. Then cf loop, again there is the query retrieve. Start row is used as a 1 and the end row is used as a 12. Then cf set voter out, retrieve voter ID. Then the cf loop will be closed. So one is the cf loop will be open, then cf loop will be closed over here. In between there is the cf set voter out, that is the retrieve voter ID. Then delete from voters where ID is the voter out. Then cf query closed and we are inserting the values into this by using